Hello, this is Dave Hurwitz at ClassicsToday.com with a review of a new disc on the Onyx label. It's right here. Vasily Petrenko and the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra in a very colorful program of Russian music by 5 different composers. We can get rid of the light, fluffy stuff first. There's an orchestration of a Rachmaninov romance, which lasts 2 minutes and 34 seconds, and it's a cute little encore, and that's that. Next, we have Kabalevsky's Kolos Bronian Overture, which is a really bright, bubbly, fun piece of music, and it's given a rousing performance here. It's very, very enjoyable, and it opens the program in suitable fashion. Next, there's Khachaturian, 4 movements from the Spartacus Ballet. Now, people's attitudes towards Khachaturian vary widely. Some people love him. Some people think it's kind of just trashy and socialist realist. And some people, like me, who love music that's trashy and socialist realist, generally enjoy him. These 4 movements are the 4 most popular ones that we've heard before. I won't give you the titles because they probably won't mean anything, but when you hear the music, you'll probably know that you've heard it. The performances are really, really big and bold and full of life and vigorous and colorful and balletic and just what you want with Khachaturian. He's not a composer given to subtlety. Next, there's Rodion Shchedrin's Concerto for Orchestra No. 1. Now, this is subtitled Naughty Limericks, which is extremely unhelpful and a really bad translation of the original Russian. What it really ought to be is something closer to sort of mischievous ditties or some sort of off-color rhymes or something like that. It refers to a type of folk singing that Shchedrin encountered after the Second World War in his travels to Belarus and Ukraine. And the piece itself it's only 8 minutes long, but it's extremely virtuosic, and as the title suggests, it's a little bit off-color itself. The textures are sort of outrageous, the color's a little bit garish, the rhythms banal, and the whole thing is just tremendous fun. It's been recorded a few times, and this is as good as any of them. It's definitely worth hearing. Now, the last item on the disc is the biggest. It's Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition, as orchestrated by Maurice Ravel. It's mostly a good performance. The problem with Pictures at an Exhibition is that, of course, it's been recorded about 30 billion trillion zillion times by everybody, and there's a tendency to want to do things that are different. In Petrenko's case, the difference comes in the promenade sections, which, as you know, recur between the various pictures. He takes it at a very slow, very legato, kind of slithery tempo that isn't really very promenade-like at all. And that's kind of irritating because the actual pictures themselves are beautifully done for the most part. The only exception, again, is at the very end, the Great Gate of Kiev, which, because the promenades are so slow, and because that music returns at the end, is also very slow. And it just needs, for my taste anyway, a little bit more life and a little bit more energy. But still, I mean, the entire collection is worth having. And if you're a Pictures at an Exhibition fan, you probably have your own favorite recording of it. Mine is a classic. It's this one, which is Eugene Ormandy and the Philadelphia Orchestra, his first recording, the one on Sony Classics, not the later RCA remake. That's an absolutely brilliant performance. It was wonderfully recorded in its day. The disc I have here is a French Columbia, but it's available in various configurations. It's also coupled to excerpts from Boris Godunov on a different Sony Great Performances release. But there are various ways to get it. So the bottom line is it's difficult to make an unqualified recommendation when all of the music is wonderful except for one thing. That one thing may not bother you at all. It only sort of bothered me because I've heard so many other versions of Pictures at an Exhibition. But the disc itself is really very good. And I think as a program, as an entire package, if you're going to sit down at a single listening, it offers a tremendous amount of diversity and color and distraction and enjoyment. So it's worth hearing for that reason alone. Thank you very much, and keep on listening.